even if you don't have kiddos, like the streets are a little quieter and, like we all feel that rhythm of when kids go back to school. So this is a good time, I think, to tighten up our routines as it relates to our business and just how we are operating day to day. Hey friends, I'm Rosemary Lewis, your homegirl, and I'm so excited that you are here. I do not care what it looks like on Instagram or HGTV. This whole being a realtor thing is not for the faint at heart. In 2017, I quit my job as a teacher to follow my real estate dreams and quickly found myself overwhelmed and struggling. Fast forward to today. Not only have I been recognized as one of the leaders in our industry, I have actually grown a business that I absolutely love. I don't care if you're a brand new agent trying to figure out how to get started or a veteran feeling overwhelmed and just stuck. I was just like you, and I totally get it. Many times I wish there was someone that I could just talk to about all the challenges I was facing, and that is why I created this space just for you. Like best friends do, I'm giving you all the tea related to navigating and thriving in these real estate streets. If I can do it, guess what? That's proof that you can too. Everything's better with friends, so let's succeed together. Welcome to the Real Estate Bestie Podcast. Well, hello there, besties. Welcome to episode number 72 of the Real Estate Bestie Podcast, where we are going to talk all about, drumroll please, back to school routines. But I'm going to put a real estate bestie twist on it just to help you with your business as we are in this season of back to school. But before I get started, I just want to give a shout out to Sanson_A, who left us a great review on the podcast. She said, "Love the podcast and love Rosemary. I'm so grateful I found this podcast. It seems to give me exactly what I need right when I need it. And whether you are experienced or brand new, it applies to you. Rosemary is so down to earth, real, and knows how to get things done and shares it all with you. It truly feels like having a bestie in your corner. Looking forward to being in this community for many years to come." So sis, first of all, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for your review. And I'm looking forward to you being in this community and for us all growing together for years to come. And, I believe in having some good friends because friends be putting you on. I just have FaceTime my girl, Dana. Dana's not in real estate, but Dana is my good bougie friend. Like, she's the coolest, New Orleans, born and bred. But when I tell you Dana is fancy, she is fancy. And she always puts me on something, whether it's an outfit or a purse or lipstick or something like that. So I want y'all to be like our girl Sanson here, okay? She's putting you on. Get on these reviews because that is how we are going to just grow this thing and, just reach more besties. So if you could just take a quick moment to leave a 5-star review. We are hovering like right in the 80s. I want to be over 100 by the time we reach a year, y'all. And we will be a year into this thing in the beginning of September. Like, I cannot believe it. So I would be so appreciative if you would leave a review. Share it on your social media, and especially this episode because we are going to talk about back to school, but a little bit of a spin. So you've been rocking with me. If this is your very first episode, first of all, welcome, bestie. Hey, girl, hey, or hey, guy, hey, because we got some guy besties too. But a lot of us are female realtors or female friends, business people, whatever. So right now we are deep in the thick of back to school. And I have to tell you, this is honestly one of my favorite times of year because obviously I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 14 years. I was one of those kids that before I was a teacher, I love back to school season. There is just an excitement around the season, right? There is an excitement around getting your new clothes and getting your school supplies. Lord, I love me some school supplies, child. Getting your planner, and for a lot of us, it's that structure. And I shared with you a couple episodes ago about like needing a reset. And I definitely attributed part of that need to have a reset was because my son was out of school. So a lot of times when Cameron was in school, it definitely helped me to be a little bit more structured in business and in life, because there was structure that I needed to build in for him. And without him being in school, summers are just a little bit not as scheduled. So episode 64, if you need to check that out, I really dive into the 12-week year and just how even midsummer I was like, okay, it's time to hit the reset button. But now we are in back to school season. And let me just tell you, my son Cameron, he is 11. He will be 12, y'all. He will be 12 in October. And I'm hedging a bet that by the time like he completes his 12th year, that he will be taller than me. The other day we got out the car and he was like, "Why do you look so short today?" And I was like, "It's not that I'm the same. It's just that you are growing." So my baby boy is growing up and he is going to middle school. And I don't want to say that he's stressed about middle school. Like, he actually just started. At the time you listen to this podcast, he would have started yesterday. And it's not that he is stressed about middle school, but he definitely is anxious, right? He's, I think, equal parts excited, but just not sure what to expect because he's going to a new school. He's separating from some old friends, but excited for new friends. The way that the school is going to be laid out is different. He's going to have different classes and different teachers and electives and all the things, and we have been preparing him for what that looks like, right? So some of the preparation has just been our regular back to school preparation, which is, you're getting a new school clothes and you're getting your school supplies and we're going back to our routines. But some of them, I'm going to say a lot of what I've been doing with him, especially since he is entering this middle school season, has really been around his mindset. I'm just giving him just different scenarios. And, if a kid does this and you don't feel uncomfortable with it, or, just talking to him, I'm being real honest with him. Like, some people are going to be wonderful and you're going to have so many wonderful experiences, but then some people are going to be jerks. And this is like, how you get to handle that. Or even if they're not jerks, you maybe offer some things that are not in alignment with who you are and what you believe. And, we're talking through some of those things. So we are in full swing back to school mode over here. And I imagine that you are too. And I was just thinking that this is a great time, even if you don't have kiddos, like the streets are a little quieter and, like we all feel that rhythm of when kids go back to school. So this is a good time, I think, to tighten up our routines as it relates to our business and just how we are operating day to day. And one funny thing, I was talking to someone not too long ago, and I shared with them that I am not like on the surface, because y'all know I believe in time blocking and, structuring my time, and I'm doing 12-week year and tactics and all that stuff. One would believe that I am naturally a very organized person, and I'm not. Like, naturally, I am not. I like to fly by the seat of my pants. Like, all of the tedious little tasks are not my favorite, but you would think that way not because I am, just naturally organized like that, but because I am definitely a person who thrives in habits and routine. And I know that many people, especially people like, obviously those of you who love to check boxes and all that, like y'all are like, this is your lane. But I find that people like me, like on the DISC assessment, I am a high D. So I'm a driver, I'm a director, but then I'm also a high I, which means I'm very interactive. I'm very personable, definitely a people person, like probably the most extrovert that you will know. And having routines just help keep my crazy in check, if that makes sense. So I want to talk to you all about how we can take a spin off of some of the routines that we are putting in place for our kids, or routines that if you don't have kids, routines that you had in place, hopefully when you were growing up and getting back to school, and how we can apply that to our business. Okay. So I have a couple of things that I'm just going to suggest to you. And I think that, just definitely listen and just think through like which one of these or all of these can you pick up in your business. So the very first thing, as you are preparing for back to school time, is just like we are getting our kids school supplies, I'm going to encourage you to get you some supplies. Okay. So maybe, it's time for you to, if you are not yet time blocking, if, being in control of your time, maybe it's time for you to get a planner. Maybe it's time for you to get some new pens. Maybe it's time for you to get a highlighter. Maybe it's time for you to get a journal. I shared with you in episode 72 or episode 70, I think, about my journaling and what that looked like when I was going through. So maybe get some school supplies. Now, I definitely suggest, if you're not already in the habit, is to pick a day where you are time blocking and blocking your schedule. Just like when your kids go to school, there are definitely time blocks. Like there's a time they're going to be in reading, there's a time they're going to be in math, there's a time for orchestra. Getting into the habit where we are blocking, like writing down and blocking our time, will definitely be a game changer. And if you don't know how to do that, and if you have no clue, you hear people throwing around time blocking, listen, your girl has two things for you. So the very first thing is a free download. It's rosemarylewis.com/week, where you will get an example of what a time block has looked like for me. But then if you want to go a deeper dive, y'all, I have a mini course, a course that you can download. It is really accessible. Like you can really go through it. I would say you could go through it in just a couple of days to learn how to time block and then keep coming back to it as a resource as you are refining. You can get that course anytime. rosemarylewis.com/time is where you can get that. So check out those resources, either the free resource or the paid course. But trust me, is definitely worth every dollar, because when you learn how to take control of your time, it is going to be a game changer. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to encourage you to do as we prepare for back to school, get you some first day of school outfits. Okay. Refresh your wardrobe a little bit. I'm not telling you to go break the bank. I literally went to TJ Maxx the other day, and if you follow me on social, or if you just know me in life, like one of my favorite color is pink, and my brand is full of pink. So I was looking for things that are on brand, things that would be great from transitioning from this hot Texas weather to some fall weather, and just some clothes that I would feel good in, right? So again, like, go get your back to school outfit. Like, go get your outfit that, how it was. Like, you almost couldn't wait to go to school that first day, because you was gonna kill them with your fit. Okay. So I'm gonna encourage you to go ahead and do that. Get just something that you're going to feel good in, something that you're going to be excited in. Now, with the back to school outfit, the next thing I'm going to recommend is go ahead and take a picture. Like that back to school picture, like this is my fourth grade picture. Look, this is your 2023 realtor picture. So if it has been a while since you have done a headshot or a branding shoot, or look, even if you pull out your iPhone and go ahead and, put it in portrait mode and get a good friend to take some shots of you, just get some new pictures, right? I'm definitely going to encourage you to, look into a branding shoot or something like that. But if not, just refresh your social, right? Go ahead and put your face out there, share with the people what you got going on, how you are finishing, then going into the end of, Q3 and Q4 strong. So get you some new school pictures. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to suggest is definitely create you a night routine, or revisit and refine your night routine. We already know, like before Cameron went back to school, we had to practice, okay, this is the time you take your bath. This is the time we're removing technology. This is the time that we are going to pack lunches and be prepared for tomorrow and things like that. So the same way that your child, or when you were a child, how that routine at night would support you the next day, I don't understand why at some point we feel like we don't need the same thing. One of the best things you can do in your life is to create a night routine. I definitely have been that has been one of my tactics for the 12-week year, is to execute my morning and night routines with a higher rate of efficiency. And it has been great. I actually, when it was Prime Day for Amazon Prime, I bought myself like this like a standing phone charger so that I can put it in the guest room of our house. So every night I have a time where my phone goes to bed. I actually got my son Cameron involved, so he knows at 9 o'clock when my phone, this alarm goes off, he takes my phone from me, he puts it on the charger, and then that way I get to start my shutdown ritual, which is going to impact his, right? So I think that when it's honestly a great practice for you if you have kids, because we want them to shut down, but then we want to sit and click and watch TV all night, and it's probably disrupting them because they want to shut down too. So when everybody has a night routine, it definitely will make your mornings much smoother. I found for myself, when I started a night routine, like I would get Cameron down, and if he was having a tough morning, I would be so agitated. Why? Because I was tired, right? And now I'm tired and groggy, and I'm trying to get him ready for the school bus, and I'm, popping off and having an attitude and not sending him to school in the best spirit because I didn't get the rest that I needed. So this is a great time to plan your night routine and create it and execute it. Not don't just plan it, actually do it. Okay, next thing I'm going to encourage you to do, listen, make a plan for your meals and pack your lunch. Okay, first of all, did I tell y'all about that time that I went to Chick-fil-A? I don't know if I told y'all. Maybe I told y'all. One time I was so hungry. I was out working and I was so hungry and I was trying to eat clean, but I did not have a plan. I was out. I was away from home and I didn't want fast food, but I was like, I have to get something. So I was like, okay, bet. I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A. I'm going to get grilled nuggets. I'm going to get unsweetened tea and I'm going to get fruit cup. Y'all, why was that meal $14 and some change? Okay. And I was still hungry at the end of it. Let me just tell you that. If I would have, on that day, just packed me a salad the night before, a cooler, some snacks in the car, I would have been Gucci and I would not have spent unnecessary money. So as you are getting ready for this back to school season, go ahead, like eliminate some stress in your life. Maybe you decide on Sunday, okay, what is my family going to eat for the week? I'm going to put a couple things in a crock pot, like whatever that needs to look like. Do some meal planning and plan your own lunches so that you don't get caught with your pants down. And I even have a rhythm. Like I really try not to eat out much during the week because the weekends we definitely hang out. Me and my husband go on dates and stuff. So for multiple reasons, it's important that I don't spend too much money in the street eating because you will spend all your coins in the street eating. Okay. And also, like, I'm 42 and a half. Like, I'm almost 43. My waistline can't afford all these out to eat meals. So, but back to school, just like you're not going to send your kid to school without a plan, either they're going to take their lunch and you know what they buying and you gave them a budget and all that stuff. This is what needs to happen with us. So spend some time thinking through not only what tomorrow looks like in terms of what you're supposed to be doing, but also how you're going to nourish yourself and drink your water. Because this is what I know. We be busy in these real estate streets or we just be going and moving and you look up and it's 5 o'clock and you haven't eaten lunch. And now you're wondering why you're hangry and snappy and you are just the worst agent on the other side of the deal. And the other person thinks that you are really crappy human. And it's not that you're a crappy human. It's just because you did not make a turkey sandwich and you didn't have it at 3 o'clock. So go ahead and plan your lunches, plan your meals. Okay. All right. Here's the next thing. Oh, actually, the last thing that I have. Plan you some field trips and some recess time. This is what I mean by that. Like, plan some time to disconnect if you need to. Like, plan some fun around your day. Like give yourself a break in the day for a quick little nap, a break in the day to do something that fills you. That's something that I feel like should be on your time block every single day. There should be something on there for you. It can't be all work, mom, spouse, go. When are you going to put you on your calendar? So making sure that you create some space for you. And then in terms of a field trip, like when can you kind of get outside of your office? When can you get outside of your house? When can you, get in the world, like shake hands and kiss babies, like do some networking, get to know some people around you, fill your cup, so that, again, it's just not all mundane work. Because here's the reality. And don't know why people don't be talking about it like this, but here's the reality. Real estate can be boring. Like truly and honestly, like every day is not a super fascinating day where I'm on like 89 appointments and, I'm closing and I'm like at the Gucci store. No, like most days I'm in the office with my phone to my face and I'm calling and I'm calling and I'm digging and I'm calling. I'm in the CRM and I'm solving problems. And, so even just saying, you know what, and this is something like, this is one thing that I'm going to do for myself because I have a commitment to be in my office a certain amount of days per week, is that I'm going to break it up and I'm going to step outside and just do a lap around the office. And that is like going to be my recess. That's going to be like my time to just get out, get a breather, so that it's all not go, 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 go. Like on Thursdays, that's when I plan lunches. Like if somebody ever wants to say, oh, Rosemary, let's go out for lunch. I have Thursday lunch meetings or coffee dates or something like that to get out and be out and about. So, y'all, that's what I got for you today. It turns out that this episode was short, sweet, and to the point. But again, I think that this is a great time of year. Like for me in my teacher life, the beginning of school almost felt like a new year, and it still feels that way for me because, again, we are definitely focusing and establishing routines, a lot of us in our homes. So it's a great time to not just establish them for your family or your kiddos, but to establish them for yourself. And if you want to just dig into this even a little bit deeper, I do have a freebie that I have. It's 10 habits for successful, insanely. Like if you don't want to be insanely successful, then don't download it. Like this is not for you. If you just want to kind of sort of do a little something, then maybe you want to keep it pushing. But I feel like since you listen to the podcast and you have made it to all like 22 minutes or 21 minutes of this, you might want to be successful. Go ahead and download it. It is 10 habits for insanely successful real estate agents. And I know that is you. RosemaryLewis.com/habits. Go ahead and download that. Is giving you just general habits to incorporate in your business and in your life. And I know, it's exactly what I've done to scale a business that I love. And I know it will help you too. So this has been a real one, besties. I appreciate you. Make sure that you get the downloads that I talked about today. You get your back to school stuff in order. And this is important too. Share the podcast. Share it. Share it with agents in your office. Share it with your loan officers, like anybody who is in any sort of business, especially in our field of real estate. Let's make sure that we just grow the socks off of this real estate bestie community. So love y'all. Talk to you next week. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode and you have a real life bestie that you think it would resonate with, y'all, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that share button because you know what? We are better together. Make sure you share the podcast, and I appreciate your reviews. I appreciate you giving me 5 stars more than you know. I'll talk to you next week.